little things that can cause space in between your spouse. You don't even notice it, right? Maybe you're working long hours.
You gotta eat though. I mean, so you gotta do
You
that.
do have to eat, but I know most of us, when we're dead or on our deathbed, shall I say, we don't want to be surrounded by our money. We want to be surrounded by those that love us. So it's important that although you have to work, you got to pay bills, you got to eat, you also want to be intentional about connecting with your spouse. Hello there, I am James Lee.
And I'm Tasha Lee.
And we are Elevate Marriages.
Welcome to another edition.
Yes. Just want to thank you for logging on to watch this. If you're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever platform you're watching it on, or if you're listening to it on the podcast, whatever yours might be, Google Play or Apple iTunes or whatever the case is, Spotify.
We appreciate
it.
Yeah,
Absolutely. We appreciate it. Just want to let you know that, we are marriage mentors. We are marriage experience. We want to be able to give knowledge about love and relationship, whether you're in your marriage now, you're looking to get married, looking to stay married, or looking to
elevate your marriage.
Yes.
He likes that.
With that said, we wanted to talk today about what we call the drift. Just to give you kind of an example, if any of you are the fishing type, or if you've just been on a boat, period, or if you sat in the middle of a pool on an inner tube, whatever the case is, right? You literally have to do nothing but sit there, and as the motion of the water kind of rocks the boat or the inner tube or whatever it is that you're in, slowly but surely, you can look up and you'll be in a completely different place than where you started.
And if the waters are choppy, because you may not be in a pool. Now, if you're in a pool, that's different, right? But if you're out in the ocean and the waters get choppy, you may get to a different destination much faster than you anticipated.
And it's much more noticeable.
But when it's choppy.
Yeah. But this conversation is more about just the drift. Those slight, subtle little things that can cause space in between your spouse. You don't even notice it, right? Maybe you're working long hours.
You gotta eat though. I mean, so you gotta do that.
You do have to eat, but I know most of us, when we're dead or on our deathbed, shall I say, we don't want to be surrounded by our money. We want to be surrounded by those that love us. So it's important that although you have to work, you got to pay bills, you got to eat, you also want to be intentional about connecting with your spouse. Be that going on a vacation, once or twice or 3 times or 4 times.
Date night, which may be a little bit smaller.
A date night. And when I say vacation, it doesn't have to be some luxurious. It could be somewhere in the city. Shoot, just go get a nice hotel in the city and do something. Spend the night. One night, come on back, boom, you good. Or the date night, planning to do a date night, even if you don't do it every week.
Right.
I would say plan something at least once a month that you take the time
to plan something.
To go on a date, just you and your spouse. It's important to do those things because those little work, just
children,
children.
Kids, we talked about that on the last session.
Absolutely. Those things kind of start to, and not maliciously, so to speak, but they can keep you so busy that you find yourself drifted apart. And before you know it, you're on other sides of the room, on other sides of the bed. And you're
or other sides of the house.
Absolutely. And the house will be empty by that time. And unfortunately, so will your marriage.
And we talked about the top 5 things that we recommend that every couple does
Absolutely.
on a daily basis, right? I don't know. You have to go back and see that video. But those things are to prevent the drift, right?
Yes.
Those things are to keep you connected. You know, you're continuing to pray for one another. And this is on a daily basis, not a weekly, monthly basis,
Daily.
on a daily basis. That you're praying for one another, that you're kissing when you exit and when you enter, and that you're hugging each other and you're talking to one another. These keep you connected.
Right.
Because if you allow that space to get in the middle, you allow yourself to go with the drift, you know, just kind of go with the flow and don't intentionally do those things or intentionally do things that keep you connected, you will find yourself slowly but
Absolutely.
surely separating and then wondering why. You know, when people say, well, I don't know, we just grew apart. That's what they're talking
That's
about.
the drift.
That's the drift. Catch my drift. That's
I see what you're doing,
you see
girl.
that right there.
Keep your day
Anyway.
job, though. Keep your day job.
I'm funny. Okay. Anyway, so that is what they're talking about. You know, you didn't grow apart. You quit being intentional about the
Right.
love and about the marriage and about the connection that you have. Don't do that. That's what we hope to remind you, to challenge you to do. To continue to be intentional about your love, intentional about the connection between you and your spouse, and to stay connected.
Right. And it's going to take work.
Oh,
It's not easy.
that's right.
It isn't. But it is simple. Simple task that you do on purpose every day. Just to kind of, and throw the few, the date nights and the vacations in there. It can be simple things. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. There's a lot of things that we do that we enjoy doing that cost us nothing.
And it's the experience, and it's about being together and then connecting on things that you neither of you have done before, or something that one of you have and one of you haven't, that you
Right.
can show the other. It goes a long way, and he's right, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money to do it either.
And be careful about, and not that you can't have friends, but if you can only go out and hang out together if you're with friends, there might be something deeper wrong there. And not to go too deep into that.
Because that's
but
another video
yeah,
too.
completely different. That's a whole segment in itself. But if your joy comes from you being around other people with your spouse, and you really can't have a conversation one-on-one with your spouse, then there is
A drift.
a drift that has taken place.
Right, and you've placed your friends in that space so it doesn't seem like there's a drift.
Right.
Because there's so many around, but when you start to really take a look at it, you and your spouse have drifted maybe to opposite ends, and you have your friends in the middle, again, to fill in the gap.
And another piece of that is doing things that the other one likes to do. You know, I'm not a shopper. I will go to shop, and I don't even really call it shopping, because I'm more hunting. I know what I'm going for. I go for it. I kill it, and then I get out the door. My wife, on the other hand, likes to walk, to see things. We'll go in with my mindset ready to hunt. I'm ready. I got my gun. I'm ready. There it is. Boom. She's walking down a whole completely different aisle, looking at this, that, and the thing.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ.
You don't
I
do
feel
that?
like I'm a hunter as well. So I say that I'm a hunter because
we gonna stop lying.
let me try it though. Okay. So when you hunt, you may not find exactly what you're looking for. You know you're going there to hunt
Wrong.
bucks, excuse me, but you have to find the buck first. It's not like he just came out and said, "Hey, shoot me." No.
Who taught
So
you buck? What you know about a buck?
So you will not. So what you do is you go and you hunt, and you have to find the buck, and then you might find one and he's missing. I'm not gonna go too far into this hunting analogy because we're gonna get in trouble
Yeah,
here.
you're gonna expose yourself.
So anyway, you go and find, maybe you don't like that one. Something's wrong. Somebody already shot that one. I don't want that one. Let me go look over here. That's exactly what I do when I go to the mall. I may go in this store and look for one buck. Oh, but there's a nice doe over here, so I'm going over there. You see how I did that? So that's what I do. He expects his hunt to come right and lay down in front of him and play dead so he can drag it home.
That is
no,
incorrect.
that's not what
That
you
is
do.
incorrect.
But I digress.
Yes, we
in
do.
that in that, yes, he does go shopping with me, and I do appreciate that. I also go to the gun range, so I do things that he likes, and I find some enjoyment in that as well.
Absolutely. So the point was, do some things that your spouse likes to do.
Yes, and
That-
have fun with it.
Yeah, have some fun with it. Even if you really don't enjoy it, they'll enjoy it, and you might learn something. If it's nothing more
Or
than
get something.
how much. Yeah, you probably something you could, or you might find out how much your spouse appreciates you spending that time with them. So
Yes.
do that. All right. So there you have it. Don't drift. Don't be drifting out there.
We challenge you. Just take a look at that, and and see where you are in your relationship. Check that out and make sure you haven't drifted further apart. And if so, drift yourselves right back together. All right. Stay connected.
All right. I am James Lee.
And I'm Tasha Lee.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Peace.